Joining us now, we have Jordan Chariton, our partner over at Status Coup, who is on the ground in Ohio tracking the most significant primaries there very closely. Jordan, great to see you.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man.
First of all, let me give a shout out to the work you guys do, which has been truly invaluable to us already, tracking the Amazon elections, being on the ground in Ohio. So thank you for that. And guys, if you are able to support what Status Coup does, make sure you go and check them out. Okay, that out of the way. So we already gave a little bit of preview both of the Ohio primary and of the Nina Turner versus Shontel Brown. But just talk to us a little bit, Jordan, about what the early vote numbers look like, how things are shaking out, and whether there are any sort of tea leaves you can read about what is happening there for Nina Turner to start with.
Yeah, so the early vote overall numbers are low. Turnout in primaries traditionally has been pretty low, but they're also low in the areas that Shontel Brown really crushed Nina Turner in August, specifically an area, Beechwood, which is, wealthier suburb, has a strong Jewish population. Overall, there, the early vote was not good for Shontel Brown, which might explain why she brought in the cavalry this weekend, including Jim Clyburn, Hakeem Jeffries, and others. So Beechwood for Shontel Brown, numbers were low. Lakewood, which is new to the district, Bernie Sanders actually won Lakewood in 2016, 2020. The initial early vote numbers were not smashing or anything, but about 800 early in-person votes. So that area, which presumably would be favorable to Nina, was better than the Shontel Brown stronghold. And it's raining here today, so that obviously adds something. There's already been issues with polling places and ballots not scanning. So I think it's going to be a close race. But as of now, in the early voting, the Shontel Brown stronghold was not doing so well.
Got it. Jordan, you've been on the ground. You captured a pretty interesting moment there with Nina. Do you want to set it up for the audience where she runs into her former student?
Yeah, so trying to interview Nina Turner in the street is impossible because everybody and their mother stops her, cars honking and, people on the streets. But she actually was approached by a former student. She was a professor here at the local Cuyahoga County College. And they embraced, and the student told her how much he meant to her, including her being like a mother to him.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's take a look at that.
Oh, my God. Come over here.
I'm okay. I had to say hi till I seen you.
This is one of my former students. Oh my God. It's been so long. Are you good?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm blessed. I'm hanging in there. I'm surviving. You helped me so much in my life. Thank you so much.
You gonna make me start crying because I remember you were going through a whole lot. I thought about you all the time.
You always like a mother to me, honestly.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. I'm so glad. Oh my God.
I finished the police academy. I work private security. I live right there. So I'm hanging in there, man. I'm hanging in there.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I gotta tell you, you were one of those ones that I always prayed for and asked God to keep you. Because you have so much potential. You are brilliant. And that's why life is so challenging, but you've come a mighty long way.
You too, man.
Okay, you take care of yourself. This is my dad.
How you doing, brother? All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pretty extraordinary moment there. I think it just reflects the fact that, Nina has, outside of her national profile, which of course we all know about, she has very deep roots in this specific community, not only as a community member and as a teacher and professor, also as a former state senator. So, that's why she's always been sort of on strong grounding there, even to weather some of the attacks that she's facing over the airwaves.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I've covered a lot of politicians, and most of them are full of shit. Those were real tears Nina Turner was shedding. And you could tell she's a genuine person. And it kind of goes back to Bernie. The more people met Bernie during those two elections, the more they liked him. And I think the same thing is true for Nina, whereas Shontel Brown is more of, scripted talking points. But it was really a powerful moment.
It may be impossible to say, but obviously, we've been talking all morning about the leaked draft of a Supreme Court decision that would overturn Roe versus Wade. Do you have any sense of whether that could play into this particular primary, given the news just broke? Do you think that that changes, does it make people more animated? Does it increase turnout? Do you have any sense of how that might play?
I think the voters that Chantal Brown would rely on, which are kind of the normie Democrats, a lot of older Black women, if I'm being honest, I think they were coming out anyway. So I doubt that. I don't really have a good feel for the wider district because it just happened last night. But my guess is the voters that Chantal Brown already needed to come out, are more galvanized by that anyway. But they were coming out anyway. As far as Nina Turner, I think her voters were coming out either way also.
Yeah.
Interesting. At the same time, Jordan, you interviewed a couple of Republicans coming out of a J.D. Vance rally. Just set that up for the audience. Describe to us what you wanted to ask them about, their reactions, all of that.
Yeah. So J.D. Vance held an event with Josh Hawley, Charlie Kirk, a lot of, the best hits for the conservatives, every state's an open border and all that stuff. So I kind of just wanted to hear from them why they supported J.D. Vance, if they were undecided, because Cleveland actually is where Josh Mandel is from. So
That's
he has
right.
a lot of support here. And a lot of them, several of them actually said that they liked that J.D. Vance had, come to see the light, that he reversed on Trump and now was pro-Trump. Like that was a plus that he, could admit when he was wrong. Others, basically were very concerned about immigration. One woman going as far to say she doesn't want them in her neighborhood. But overall, one undecided and, 2 or 3 others that were sold on J.D. Vance, including because of his book and, behavioral health work. One woman described it.
Right. Let's take a listen to that.
What's your name?
My name is Brian.
Brian. Tell me, have you decided if you're voting for JD, and tell us a little bit about why?
I haven't decided yet. I came out because I'm local. I've seen quite a bit of him on Fox News, and I agree with a lot of things that he says. I still, like I said, I'm still undecided, but I'll be making my mind up pretty soon.
Now, are you a supporter of the former President Trump? Because obviously JD years ago was critical of Trump, but now is kind of reverse course and supports the president.
Well, I can understand that. People are most accepting if you admit that you were wrong. If you fess up and, hey, you made a mistake. People can make mistakes, but I think he's atoned for that, and he's come clean. That's okay.
And do you agree some of the things JD, Josh Mandel have said in regards to the economic problems, manufacturing, things like that, leaving Ohio has to do with immigration and things like that? What do you attribute Ohio's economic issues to?
I don't think it's as much immigration as it is politicians who are making money out the back door with China. Have you ever noticed that if a politician is not already wealthy when he comes into office, they sure as hell leave office wealthy? Why is that? Why is it that someone would spend 7 figures of his own money on a campaign for a job that makes 6 figures? Something to think about.
So tell me, what convinced you to support J.D. Vance?
What convinced us? I like his policies, what he represents, and things like that. So it just, hopefully, you never know with politicians, but hopefully he promises what he delivers like Trump did. May not like Trump, but at least he promised what he delivered. So,
what do you think about that? Because he gets criticized that he reversed course on Trump, criticized him in 2016.
But like I said, I know a lot of people that didn't like Trump personally, but like I tell him, he did what he said he was going to do. He may not like his tweets and all that, but at least he did what he said he was going to do. He's going to build a wall. He was going to do a lot of other things, and I appreciate that. That's what I want out of a politician. Represents us and not himself or Washington, D.C.
Who do you blame that the wall hasn't been completely built yet?
Totally Biden's administration. A bunch of them, him and the other guy that's his Homeland Secretary. It's been on TV the last couple of days. But he's been pretty awful for our country in every way.
And on JD, you mentioned policies. What are some of the key policies you support, that he supports?
I like the fact he represents pro-life. That's a big deal for us as Christians. And a lot of other issues. I'd have to go through them, but when I compare them, it's Josh Mandel or him.
I think you do just such an excellent job of just asking the questions. That's all we wanted. So we're really happy in order to partner with you. And it's just so, valuable to us as a show in order to have that on the ground experience. It just means a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jordan, last question to you on the Nina Chantal race. You were in the district last time around as well on the ground when Nina went on to lose by 5 points. This is just, what are your spidey senses telling you about who's got lawn signs out, who's got energy on the ground, what are the campaign's approaches? Do you have any sort of comparison between this time around versus last time around?
Number one, 5,000 to 8,000 Republicans voted for Chantal Brown in August, and she only won by over 4,000 votes. Republicans are voting in their primary today. It feels like a brand new race to me. The energy on the ground seems to be with Nina. Chantal Brown's campaign, aside from unions, does not have a ground game. Labor unions are knocking on doors for her, but that's about it. Nina Turner's campaign has been out since February. Seems they have a much improved ground game this time. They're also targeting, not a big percentage, but the Muslim community here, the Latino community here. So I think it's going to be a close race, but I think Nina Turner's ground game is a lot better and more organized from what I've seen. And in terms of signs, I mostly see Nina Turner signs like on the grass in front of homes. I mostly see Chantal Brown signs over like highway overpasses or on public land. I haven't seen as many in homes.
And yes or no question, you think AOC's 12 hours before election voting starts endorsement makes a lick of difference in this race?
Not a lick.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, there we
Jordan, enjoy the day. Keep us updated on Twitter. We'll be, guys, again, if you support what Jordan's doing, which has been extraordinarily beneficial for us already, make sure you help him out at Status Coup. We'll have the links in the description. Jordan, thanks so much. We're so grateful.
Thanks, Jordan. Really appreciate it, man.
Thanks, guys.
Pleasure.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate it. We really just appreciate your support at this time. Scrapped the entire show late last night. Both had to stay up past bedtime. It's okay though. We all know that this is what we live for. This is what we do. Make sure that we up late, wake up early in order to give you guys the news, and also have on the ground stuff like from Jordan Chariton. That's what your support enables from us to be able to give you the best product possible. Remain nimble. All of that. You have to look. It costs money to scrap graphics, etc. So the more support you give us, the better of a show that we can possibly provide. So thank you all so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we're so grateful, guys. And I have to say, Jordan, I think, kind of proved himself with those Republican interviews.
He did a good job.
Ideologically,
that's right.
He's where I am.
Yeah, people were concerned. And I was like, look, the guy does good interviews. I've seen him do Trump interviews before. So, there you go.
It was very interesting. You got to see, real voters. So we're not just projecting onto it. And, he asked relevant questions. So I think I think it's just such a benefit to have someone who can go to all of these different places and get a real feel for what's going on. And it's expensive to do that. I mean, that's why, it's easier to set up a camera and just talk than actually be on the ground and interact with voters and,
thousands of dollars.
Yeah, and travel all over the country. So, I think Jordan's a perfect example of some of the content that you all are helping to enable. And so we are extraordinarily grateful for all of that. Have a wonderful day. We love you guys. We'll see you back here soon.
See you soon.